Tito da Costa Cristóvão, widely known as Lieutenant Timur, is one of Timor-Leste's most prominent guerrilla fighters. As the country celebrated the 51st anniversary of FALINTIL last week, RTTL World News spoke to Lieutenant Timur, who shared his story as a former FALINTIL commander and guerrilla fighter throughout the Indonesian occupation. Tito da Costa Cristóvão was born in Ilhomar, Lautém municipality on the 2nd of February 1952. He left his family in Ilhomar at just 5 years old to pursue primary education in Fuiloro and later studied agriculture at Fatumaka in Baucau.
I was studying at Fatumaka when a foreign priest taught us about self-determination, freedom, democracy, and equal rights. That's when I learned that as humans, we have the right to be independent.
His first military experiences came in 1974 at 22 years of age when he was conscripted to the Portuguese army. He left after almost a year of working as a driver and returned to his hometown.
In November 1975, I was appointed as a political assistant in Ilhomar.
A few weeks later, after East Timor declared its independence unilaterally, on November 28, Indonesia launched a full-scale military invasion into East Timor. Mr. Lieutenant Timur was forced to hide, together with his family and thousands of others from his village.
When the war started, I was mostly involved in politics, but later joined the military unit as the war went on until we got our independence.
FALINTIL, or the Armed Forces for the National Liberation of East Timor, was the military wing of East Timor's resistance movement.
The Timorese who formed the FALINTIL were former Portuguese military officers. They were the pioneers. They had guns. They were trained. Many of them were sergeants and officials. They were the ones who established the armed forces for the national liberation of East Timor.
3 years into the Indonesia invasion, while living in the hideouts of the mountains, his first son was born. The hardship doubled after his wife Elsa Pinto died during the birth of their second son in 1980.
I was in a Fretilin regional restructure conference. She was in a hideout with my parents. I didn't know the details, but I was told she died when delivering our second son.
He was forced to leave his youngest son in the security post close to the village, hoping he would be adopted and raised by community members.
Living in a jungle was hard. We had little to no food to feed him. We just gave him water and corn soup and whatever we had. He was 6 months old when we decided to give him up for adoption, but no one in our family wanted to take him in. So an Indonesian police commander took him in and raised him.
In 1984, Mr. Lieutenant Timur made the move from politics to military as he was appointed commander in the East region.
When I commanded the military, especially in a day, I made the decision to lead my unit to ambush Indonesian military forces and get more weapons because the weapons we had were old. So we needed new ones to motivate people to keep fighting and not surrender.
In a weapons raid in Ainaro, he was shot in his legs and right hand.
Most of the time, we lived in fear of being found by the enemies, and as a commander, I needed to be brave and make calls on when to move, hide, or attack.
After recovering from the injuries that nearly claimed his life, he continued to lead the FALINTIL guerrillas in the eastern part of East Timor until 1999. Following Timor-Leste's referendum and restoration of independence, Mr. Leranan Timur served in the Timor-Leste Defense Force and searched for his lost son. And in 2010, they met for the first time in Jakarta.
I went to meet him with an Indonesian general as a guide, and Bobby came out and hugged me, crying.
He married Sidalia Mesquita Ximenez, and they went on to have 6 children together. Leranan Timur's legacy inspired his daughter, Titania Lera Mesquita, to pursue her studies at the Portuguese Military Academy.
No one asked me to join the military academy, but my father and other military veterans inspired me to study there.
Lera's daughter describes him as humble despite what he has done for the country.
My father is very simple and humble. He embraces everyone and he likes to make conversation.
Lera often spent her free time with her father and listened to his story during the fight for independence.
One of the stories that really got to me was when he was shot in Ainaru and severely injured and lost his fingers.
Mr. Leranan Timur retired from FFDTL in 2022 and later that year ran in the presidential election, receiving 7.5% of votes. Now he works as President Jose Ramos Horta's advisor.
My work is mostly advocating for defense, security, and stability of the nation. But I haven't been to the office for a week now, and the chief of the president office is a good person. Otherwise, I would be called a big no-show.
His dream is to see improvements in Timor-Leste's military capabilities.
It is the capacity building, human resources and facilities there. For example, now we have pilots, but they don't use those skills because we don't have military aircraft.
The battle for the nation's freedom may be over, but Mr. Leranan Timur's mission for a better Timor-Leste continues. Sonia Madeira, Paulina Quintaun, and Judas Magno, RTTL World News.